Blunt Talk with LT, episode 35. This episode is brought to you by Gwop.com. Gwop.com/podcast. Download every episode of Blunt Talk with LT. All right, so we're going to get into it. First thing we talking about is this whole Lonzo Ball, Big Baller Brand situation. But before we talk about that, okay, first things first. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell, that notification bell, so y'all get every episode of Blunt Talk with LT. We dropping episodes every 2 to 3 days. We out here. We dropping podcasts, vlogs. We dropping music videos, all sorts of shit on the Gwop channel. And then Blunt Talk with LT channel is with all the small clips. Also subscribe to that channel. You'll see it at the end of the video. We have these little pop-up screens that will indicate where you can subscribe. If you don't subscribe to that channel immediately, it's also at the end of the video. But subscribe to Gwop immediately right now. If you're watching this video, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of shit to talk about. We talking about Tiana Trump exposing NBA players this episode. It's not a sports centric episode, but there's a lot of news and a lot of shit going on with NBA players. So that's gonna be the main focal point of this episode. So before I get to the whole Lonzo Ball shit, Zion Williamson and Duke, who's betting? Who's really about that? Get me in the comment section below. Tell me who you got to win the whole March Madness tournament, the whole NCAA tournament. I got Duke winning. They barely squeaked out a win against VCU the other night, but I still got Duke winning. I think they got too much talent. I don't give a fuck about their lack of 3-point shooting. Trey Jones isn't gonna go that cold again. Zion's gonna be a beast in the NBA. RJ Barrett also slightly underrated right now because he's being overlooked. He can use more of a right hand, but at the end of the day, he's still a top 5 draft pick. Okay, so off of the college basketball and onto the Lonzo Ball situation. So what's going on with Lonzo Ball right now is Alan Foster. Okay, hold on. Before I get to the news, let me break down how the Big Baller brand was constructed ownership-wise. We have Lonzo Ball at 51% ownership stake in the Big Baller brand. We have LeVar Ball at 16% ownership in the Big Baller brand, and Teanna Ball also 16%. And we have Alan Foster, his business partner, who owns 16% of the company. So Lonzo Ball has severed ties with the Big Baller brand. He's not just okay. So this is what happened. Alan Foster was found for stealing, or allegedly stealing, $1.5 million from Lonzo's account and his business account. And Lonzo's team claims that he used Lonzo's name and his brand to enrich himself, frauding the company. Later on in their exposing of what's going on with Alan Foster, they exposed that he was a ex-criminal. He spent 7 years in jail for fraud. He frauded investors, 70 investors. He preyed on black-owned businesses and church folk and all sorts of nastiness that we're hearing coming out. Like, this is some horrible shit, but this is LeVar's friend for like a decade now, LeVar's right-hand man. And he didn't see the bullshit. He didn't see the fuck shit that was going on. And people thought things were weird from the time when it was always weird because when when ZO2's shoes dropped, Lonzo's shoes dropped, the ZO2s, when that dropped, people weren't getting their shoes on time. And people were complaining, and Shannon Sharp didn't even get his shoes on time. And he's like, what's going on? And, the Better Business Bureau failed the Big Baller brand and said it was too much negative complaints and too much negative reviews and bad business practice. In the JBA, there's a couple players, not just a player. A couple of players were complaining about not being paid. And Allen acted oblivious to all of this. And he was supposed to be running all of that shit. LeVar was not having it. LeVar was pissed off at the lack of, responsibility that he was displaying and the lack of integrity that he was displaying with the clients and the players in the JBA. So that created a problem. But nonetheless, LeVar stood by his guy. The biggest problem right now is Lonzo Ball, LiAngelo Ball, and LaMelo Ball. Pretty much, if you go on their Instagram, and this has been on ESPN, FS1, and all that shit, reporting it. If you go on their Instagram, you would notice that there's no pictures of like promoting the Big Baller brand. Yeah, they still have Big Baller brand clothes on because that's a lot of their clothes. But they're not promoting Big Baller brand anymore. They do have no pictures of LeVar on either of their Instagrams, Lonzo's, LaMelo's, LiAngelo's. The pictures of LeVar are gone. It's all just the brothers and the brothers and the brothers. And LaMelo said something on Lonzo's picture because Lonzo posted a picture saying he's his own man. He's going his own way when he officially cut ties with the Big Baller brand. LaMelo thanked Lonzo on his picture saying, "Thank you, big bro. You got us out," and blah, blah, blah. And pretty much we're taking a look at LeVar Ball now. And it's not just on Allen Foster because they are reporting that Lonzo Ball is holding LeVar Ball accountable for all this, and which he should, because LeVar Ball kind of he worked with Allen Foster in making the wrong decision at every corner for the past year and a half regarding their brand and the kids. And no one wants to get at someone's parenting, especially not being a parent themselves, but like there's clear career moves that were made that were irresponsible and wrong. I wouldn't say irresponsible. Well, yes, it was irresponsible. Definitely was irresponsible. I could say that. First of all, LeVar fucked up. Okay, let me preface my comments before I go into this. I'm obviously a huge supporter of the Ball family. I keep up with the Ball family. I watch the reality show. I, keep insider tabs.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about? What the fuck was that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. The Ball family, I'm a supporter. Nothing negative to say generally. But we have to be objective about what LeVar Ball has done with mismanaging his kids, LiAngelo Ball and LaMelo Ball's careers, basketball-wise. First of all, LaMelo Ball's ineligibility for college could be a problem for his career because we've already seen what happened with LiAngelo Ball's career having a successful college run. We've seen what a successful college run could do for a young prospect. We've seen what happened with Lonzo Ball, number two pick, big contract, big support, big name, big brand. Everything went well for Lonzo. We see what's happening with Zion Williamson right now. Zion Williamson's like the biggest name in basketball right now. He's not even in the NBA because of the college push and the college promotion. LiAngelo, they didn't think he was good enough off the gate, but he could have definitely earned his stripes and earned his minutes and earned his shit by just staying on the team, waiting. If he got suspended for a couple of games, that would have been a nice excuse to not be a one and done, to spend a couple of years in college. There's nothing wrong with that. LeVar Ball was so sure that they're playing basketball and that's going to be their career, where it was absolutely fuck education. But that's not the right move, because at the end of the day, you still need a high school education at least. Like, that's the bare minimum. You need a high school education. To yank LaMelo out I'll get to that later. But to yank LiAngelo Ball out of college and try to have him go overseas when he was the least likely to make the league, he was the least talented. He's probably best suited to set up a backup plan or get some sort of, college degree or something out of college, especially being in UCLA, one of the most highest regarded colleges in all of America. Like, it's a really great college. So much people try to get into UCLA every year. So it's pretty much a big deal, the fact that you just yanked him out of that. Like, yeah, even if he was coming out, he played another year. He would be playing the same year Zion and all these guys are playing. And potentially, if he stayed 3 years, he could have waited for LaMelo. And then they could have played together in college. And then he would have came into the league a refined player, less doubts from scouts. And LaMelo would be definitely one and done. He'd be right away ready. So that whole Lithuania path, that shit fucked them up. They did not perform well in Lithuania. LiAngelo's stats were pretty good in Lithuania, but it wasn't well regarded because the team lost. The team was the bottom of the entire league. LaMelo didn't have a great experience in Lithuania. Did nothing for their brand. Did nothing for his stock, his draft stock. If anything, it kind of hurt because he was not performing well and not getting enough minutes to perform well. There was a couple of games where they played different leagues and they destroyed because they got all the playing time and LeVar was coaching. They played well. And then there was times even within the LKL where LaMelo hit like 4 threes in a row, absolutely going off, but the game was over by then. They were getting... Actually, it wasn't over. There was a competitive game. What am I talking about? But yeah, they ended up losing that game regardless. Not a good experience for them in Lithuania. Bad choice there. Getting LaMelo Ball back into high school, back in Spire High School in where is it? Somewhere in Ohio. Wow, I'm struggling to speak. Somewhere in Ohio. That was a good move. Get him back on track. Finish him up. I'm not gonna say that was a bad move. That was him noticing his mistakes and his errors with the whole JBA thing and being like, you know what? Let's get him back into high school competition so we can get him ranked. So LaMelo Ball is back in the rankings. Like, he's back. I think he's top 10 ranked again. Like, his talent speaks for itself. He can do everything. Literally. So LaMelo Ball set. LaMelo Ball is going to make it regardless of his path. But the major issue is that there's some sort of tension between Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, and LiAngelo Ball, and LeVar. Like, they're not fucking with a dad right now. And that's just public optics. Who knows if that's just a story? That's a way to get them all back in the media. Who knows? We know for sure that he severed ties with Big Baller Brand, but him not being cool with his dad, we clearly know he's holding him accountable, but the rift might not be as deep as it appears. This could be just some PR shit, but he still is definitely holding his father accountable, and he's not happy with the money that has been stolen in the mismanagement of Alden Foster. So they're getting that nigga the fuck up out of there. That nigga's held their kids. He's been close to their family. His son was the same age as LaMelo. I think they brought him in to live with them. Like, they've been very, very close, but his shady past and his shit that came up, and they're just highlighting his whole fraud past of 7 years in jail and, you know, the 70 clients that he defrauded. They're like, yo, why would you ever work with this guy? It'd be, for me, with knowing that guy had that history, to get into these doors and have these meetings with these hedge funds and these investors and shit, it'd be kind of hard having him on your team, knowing his history. But I don't know if he knew his full extensive history, but to have him on the team, and then you have these folks, you know, going back and forth with negotiations, and they're trying to pick apart who the person is so they know how to negotiate with them, and you know how it is in negotiations. So it's like, if they find out this guy is really you know, they're not gonna invest in a brand that's not reputable like that, where you have, like, it was just not a good look having him on board. So I don't know what's going on with the Big Baller Brand in total, because if Lonzo is a majority owner, he's a majority owner and he's done with it. I don't think the brand is going to continue. I think Lonzo might sign a Nike deal. I think the whole eligibility for LaMelo will kind of go out of the window because he's not making any more. Like, I don't know how this is going to work for LaMelo. I hope the family the best. I hope LaMelo gets to play some college basketball in the NCAA and ends up in the NBA. Hope LiAngelo makes it in the NBA, but we'll see what happens. Very unfortunate situation. It's not good for black business as well, because, you know, they come out a big black business, everyone supports, and everyone's like, yeah, we're finally having all these black folks support a black business, for it to actually fail and it be at that standard and get all that promotion. And Donald Trump, you know, gave them free promotion by talking shit about them, and their brand was doing huge, and they were like climbing up the ladders when it comes to promotion and names being in headlines and stuff. They were climbing up there, and then for the whole brand to be gone now, it's very unfortunate. All right, so before we get into the whole Tiana Trump exposing the NBA players we about to get into, let's talk about Daniel Caesar caping for Yes Jules. Daniel Caesar and any other motherfucking any other bitch ass nigga that wants to represent Canada in the wrong way, just disappear. Just create your music and shut the fuck up. Leave the talking to the intellectuals, leave the talking to the people that know how to speak. Leave the talking to the orators. Leave the talking to, you know, people with some fucking basic common sense, at least, the minimum. I ain't saying like a nigga like me that's sitting up and talking on a podcast is fucking Elon Musk and shit, but basic common sense required, nigga. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. I'm not even repeating his comments and the shit that he talked. If you watch the Joe Budden podcast and Joe broke down everything he said and the conversation he had with Joe Budden, the conversation he had with Joe Budden was even more illuminating than his dumbass comments that he went live with. Daniel Caesar, man. Niggas like your music. Niggas fuck with your music. Keep singing. I don't want to hear your dumbass comments. You're making Canada look bad. You're making us look uninformed while informed. Woo, fail. You're making us look uninformed, making us look like a clueless fucking kumbaya country that we don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, don't do that. At the end of the day, like, you're just one person, but when you say clueless things like that, people take Canada for a whole and be like, y'all niggas don't know what the fuck's going on. Y'all niggas is dumb. Y'all niggas is this, that. We don't want to hear that shit. Don't represent us bad. We've made way. Toronto has made way and, paved the way for, some real acknowledgement in America. Don't fuck this shit up, Caesar. Fuck it up.
Fuck out of
so we're going to get into Tiana exposing the basketball players. And I'm going to get into it before we even listen to the video and explain who she's exposing. So I've done extensive research because initially when she said this, people were dragging Paul George because they got it misconstrued. They got it all fucked up because they took her comments and thought they were talking about they thought that she was talking about one player throughout these statements. You're going to hear the statements in a second. She exposes two different basketball players. The first player she exposes is Lance Stevenson. The second player she exposes is Blake Griffin. The way she says it initially, people thought they were talking about the same person. And when you think about the qualities that would kind of to make you surmise it was one person, you would think, okay, top 5 paid basketball player, was on the Pacers before. You start thinking, oh, maybe this is Paul George. Paul George isn't a top 5 paid player, but Blake Griffin is. That's who she was talking about. She kind of didn't separate it, but really and truly, let's listen to this. I've done my research. It is confirmed that she was talking about these folks.
No, totally. So the person that got me into porn was a Pacers player. I was 16 years old, and he hit me up on Instagram. So we have pictures, we have videos of me 16 and having sex with this man. And not 16's age of consent though, so he's good, but
that's
still.
Not on Twitter, but okay.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like, fuck, assholes. But I told him a couple years ago, I was like, how old do you think I am? And he said some dumb shit like 26, 20. I was like, no. And when I met you, I was 16. Because he would videotape me.
Did he freak out?
No.
When he realized that all his videotapes were child porn?
No.
Okay.
And he still shows me him, and a hacker got a hold of him.
God damn it, Lance.
No one ever did. We never had it blown up. And he's a really famous person.
You have a no snitching policy, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to air a guy out, really?
I've been thinking about it.
Really?
Yeah, because there's this one. I let this one famous athlete log into my Instagram and my Twitter.
No, she's talking about Blake.
Because he said he was going to help me out with business. No, he went on there and was messaging men. Messaging men acting like me, but he was like, I got a new number, hit me up, I got a new iPhone 10. And he would message them, ask them for videos. I'm talking about top 5 highest paid basketball player.
Wait a minute. So this guy wanted men to send him naked videos of themselves.
Them fucking girls, or him jacking off or anything. He get no money or no shit, but.
And so this guy is low-key gay and the world doesn't know about it.
Swear to God.
You just said top 5 earning basketball players. That's a pretty small little demographic right there.
But no one would ever know because I don't follow anybody.
Well, dude, there's somebody out there who's gonna figure
Everyone.
It's just such a small category.
I'm not even kidding, and fuck you.
Somebody
know who you
hit up Slam magazine
is.
or some shit. Camera's right there, yeah.
No, I'm so pissed off about that shit right now.
You're pissed off about the fact that he utilized your Instagram to do this. What kind of trusting ass bitch are you that you were just letting somebody use your Instagram?
Because he said he was gonna help me.
Right. Oh,
with business. And
wow, people go out of their ways to open up to people that say they're gonna help them when it comes to the business, especially when you're a celebrity and you're a big name. That's why a lot of these people get taken advantage of. Damn. She has a lot of people on her list. If you've heard Tiana Trump talk, she's fucked 100 people before she even got into porn. She's fucked 80 something people when she was still in high school. This girl is a absolute savage out here. She is just slutting it up with no regard, and she does not care. She does not care. She's open with her shit. She said she's been a whore, and she's these are her words. I'm not calling her names. I'm not calling her out of her names. This is what she said. She's a porn star, Tiana Trump. We know her. Very messy. She hasn't came out and said the names, but when you say things like, and you leave it so open, when you specify little details, everybody and their mother is gonna be able to pick out who the fuck it is. When she said top 5 players, you could just Google the top 5 salaries and then surmise, okay, it's not LeBron James, it's not Russell Westbrook, it's not Steph Curry, it's not, oh shit, who there? Blake? Oh shit, it's probably Blake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and if she was wrong about the salaries, that's even worse, because then you're subjecting people to, you know, scrutiny that's undeserved. Because say if it wasn't Blake and the guy was in the top 10 and she, you know, didn't know the top 5 salaries up to date at this moment, that'd be horrible, because there's been too many connections and too many things showing why the second person she was talking about was Blake, and it was absolutely confirmed that, you know, the first person was Lance. I can't get into the exact details that tie things because there's copyrights and all sorts of fuck shit that's been going on with these podcast episodes, and these motherfuckers been caught. Okay, listen to this. You can't, if you are a nobody, you're not an entertainer, you're a regular civilian, you get a viral video and you're like, oh my God, I got a viral video, I'm famous. No, you're not. You can't follow that up. You can't even get another viral video. You have one moment. Don't try to take that away from everybody else's reactions with your stupid copyright claims and shit. You can't monetize that. You don't get enough subscribers. You won't get enough watch time to monetize off of your stupid one video. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Cut it out. These motherfuckers get 50,000 views on a video, have 0 subscribers, have nothing to follow up with, no history, no nothing. It's fucking shit is on Twitter, and you want to copyright claim all these videos. The copyright claim on YouTube's gone too far. The shit is ridiculous. You have shit fucking up all my videos. I'm basically going to have to, that's why I didn't put no reaction videos in this podcast, because if I'm going to react to videos, I'm going to have to put these shit straight up on my website and then just put the audios out, because YouTube is not playing that shit. The copyright claims are getting strict. The Fair Use Act is getting backhand. Like, you try to put that Fair Use Act in and they just come in with that Mutombo finger and they're just like, no time, we're not having it. And I'm like, fuck. So shit is getting reeled in the field in YouTube. So we ain't gonna have any more. We're not gonna have much of those reaction videos moving forward. But make sure that if you're a heavy watcher, you get to the end of the episodes when I'm promoting this shit. So you gotta know to share these things. Gotta share these episodes, man. We trying to grow. We gonna get to monetization out in this bitch. This show's gonna be big. This show's gonna be putting on for a lot of Toronto artists. It already has. We've reached the best thing about this show is 66% of our viewers is American. So not just the YouTube, but the audio downloads is pretty big in America. Shout out Mountain View, California. Shout out VA. Shout out Ashburn, VA. Shout out the whole Virginia. Shout out, you know what I mean? Like, certain places, we have certain pockets that fucks with the podcast heavy. So we fucks with y'all. Hit me up on Twitter if y'all want promo codes to shop for the merch. That's at Lyrical Thread LT. It's in the beginning of the episode. You always see the at Lyrical Thread LT if you want to know how to spell it. What else we got here? Yeah, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share these to your timeline. Share these episodes to your Twitter timeline, your Facebook timeline, your Instagram. This shit's gonna get big. Be a part of it. Get hookups and deals. You know what I mean? Hit me up for promo codes. Yeah, that's it. I think we covered everything for this episode. Yeah, we out. Blunt Talk with LT, StackWap.com. Yerp.